All right, so to get the most out of this practice, it's very, very worth creating this setup for yourself. So getting two chairs with a decently high back of the chair so that your hand can rest on it, because then this gives you the confidence when doing single leg standing, weight shifting, stepping, that kind of a thing, to keep your upright, to relax the body, which are all key components to Tai Chi, gait, and balance. So setting up two chairs for, tilt this down just a bit here. Okay. And then a third chair for sitting. So once you got this little setup here, sitting in your chair, scoot to the front edge of your chair. Sit with that upright posture, remembering usually we have to take some action, some effort to put all the parts in good alignment, right? Tendency is to spill back, to round in the upper back and the head forward. That's the general habit, postural bad habit. So we got to tilt the pelvis forward, lift the chest slightly, draw the chin down slightly. Once we've created that upright structure, that alignment, then let go. So the idea here is to soften and release everywhere possible without losing the upright. So if you keep the upright, relax all the tension, what happens is there's a settling and a sinking down through the chair, down through your body, known as chunwon, soft, sunken, heavy. And what's left through your body is actually a buoyancy known as ching ling, or light, nimble, agile. So this agility, lightness, nimbleness, combined with being grounded, that's our ideal state. When we're holding tension in our body, we're breaking that ideal state. We're now not as well grounded. We're top heavy and clumsy. And so we release, relax, grounded, and less heavy, less dense. Then the techniques we'll do help get us more and more and more into that state. Starting with breathing in through the nose, long, smooth, and full. Hold a nice full breath, and then out through the nose or the mouth, all the way empty. Feel this stretching, loosening, unbinding that breathing will do for you. So, of course, breath is oxygen, CO2 exchange, but structurally and muscularly speaking, we have to be able to have that expand and then that soft. Three more breaths, just like that. Now we add on top. While you inhale, slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, arching. And then go the other way. Slide the hands forward past the knees, hollow the chest, round your back, drop your head, emptying the breath. Let's do that 4 more times. One more. And then settle to your neutral position, right into your twist. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, turn the shoulders, turn the head right. Inhale back center and turn to your left. Inhale center, exhale turn. Center and turn. One more each way. And we're back to center. Hang the arms loose. Side. Lift that left wrist and left foot a little bit. And then middle and side. The genius of the Taoist practices is this understanding of total freedom of movement in all directions produces this result of having a middle equilibrium, which gives us stillness that we want. We want balance, stillness, equilibrium, as well as complete function. So we can't have anywhere along all of these movement mechanism practices that we're doing, we can't have anywhere that's stuck, or else it's impeding overall function. That's why we have to have this practice. Let's go back to middle. This practice where we hit all the places, forward and up, back and down. And so again, really focus on what is the primary moving piece. It's the shoulder blades spreading, lifting, squeezing, sliding down, settling. What's really important here is the space. We have our chest, we have our arm, shoulder, scapula, but it's this, maybe you can see it, it's a space around which that movement is happening. So there's all the parts and the meat and the bone and everything like that, but what we're really cultivating is interior space that for many people is glued shut. It's either collapsed or it's stuck with tension, and we have to free it up by going through the full range of motion. Each time returning to neutral. Then we're here, 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 neutral. So that's a full Shenfa or mechanism method. And reverse. Back, up, forward, down, neutral, back, up, forward, down, neutral. Continue. So function is maintained and developed if we've lost a function. It's developed through the full usage of each mechanism. One more. And hang loose. Now bend the elbows, float them out and up, down and in. Down, out, and up. Down, around, in. One more. And elbows straight back. Down, forward, up. Forward, down, and back. Down, forward, up. Forward, down, back. Down, forward, up. Then down, out, one high, one low, cross, wrap. Then elbows out to the side. Then switch, which is high and low, cross and wrap. Out, switch. And switch. One more of each. And down and loose and relax. So the idea there is the fruit of all that labor is a loose quality where your arms feel like they're not stuck to the body. The shoulders aren't stuck, that now you can float them and move them a little bit looser. Let's get the same thing with the legs. Scoot a little bit back in your chair. Now we load the right leg, grab it gently with the hands, pull it up and in, flex the foot, and let's push, load, set the foot down and switch. Load, push, load, down, switch, load, push, load, down, switch. One more. And foot and ankle range of motion. Point and flex. Tilt in, tilt out. Circle. Reverse circle. And down. Switch, point and flex. Tilt in, tilt out. Circle. Reverse circle. And down. Now, scoot all the way to the front edge of your chair. Step your feet wider than hip distance, giving you room to do toes up. Turn knees and toes in. Lift the toes, turn knees and toes out. Lift, turn knees and toes in. Lift, turn knees and toes out. Again, knees and toes in, and knees and toes out. Knees and toes in, knees and toes out. Neutral. Now the toes stay where they are, the heels come in, the knees go out. Heels out, knees in. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. Two more. Internal and external rotation of the leg bone at the hip socket, really important. Not only for what that movement can do, but also just so that we have space. Because again, it's that space I was talking about here. We also need that space here so that we can fold. All right, so that's the next basic movement. Sit up straight, tip. Now, while doing that tip at the hips, hang the arms loose. Keep your zhong-zheng, keep the uprightness of the spinal column, the central pillar, so that when you fold, you're not rounding the spine, but keep the looseness in your shoulders so they hang. And then up, and same thing here, leaning back, the arms hang. So very often, especially I've seen it in the Parkinson's community, but also just the aging human, when they're trying to keep the upright, they're doing so with the arms and shoulders. And so they're using the wrong effort to achieve the goal. So this ability to separate so that you keep good upright body, but your arms are totally loose, totally relaxed, right? That keeps us from being top heavy, that tension of top heaviness. And then we slide the feet back, fold, keep those arms loose, and keep the top empty, the top light, and you just stand up. And then hip hinge, the butt goes back, folding, find the chair, back. 3 more like that. The looser and more casual, leisurely, and relaxed we are, the less constricting, tightening is going on through our being, through our body, and therefore our movement has less impediment, blockage, and resistance. So that's the feeling of Tai Chi, is there's just no resistance. There's no fight going on, which I think is a huge piece of the experience that Parkinson's has. People's bodies sort of fighting inside. We're trying to dissolve that, trying to move beyond it. So from standing position, now we're squatting, just folding and rising. Remember, the key here is to not, the number one mistake I see people do when squatting, the moment someone says we're going to squat, they push their knees forward like this, which immediately puts the knees in a bad position. The first thing we should do is this. That's the first thing. The hips go back. Now, once we've done that, when we sit this, the knees do in fact bend. You can see them bending, but they're opening rather than pushing forward and impinging. So it's subtle difference, but it makes all the difference in terms of the longevity of the knees and also the power. There's this great power in this squat that when we sit wrong into it, there's very little power because we're hurting the body at all these different joints. So it's just such good news. Less is more, but we just have to do the right, precise thing. All right, now we're standing. Go to that chair on your right. Stand in front of it. Stand up tall. We tip into the toes. And tip into the heel. And tip into the toe. And tip into the heel. So from your middle, right where my hand is, this middle of the body, tip. Tip. Now stay in your toes, fingertips on the chair, lift your heels. Come down, rock back into your heels and lift your toe. Down, rock forward, lift your heel. Lift your toe. So everything we're doing here, This is like the minimum. I know it may seem like a lot of things to do, but it's the minimum upkeep routine for this amazing vehicle. The human body is an amazing, complex, beautiful vehicle. Now, hands on the back of the chair. Walk the feet back so that you have enough room to fold at the hips. Get a nice stretch the shoulders, the back, the hips, the legs. And lift the chest, hips come a little bit forward. Let's do it again. Hip hinge. And one more. And standing up tall. So once again, we've gotten ourselves some more real estate, some more space. Walk forward, stand up tall, find that zhong straight through to the ground. Turn and face forward and take a few steps back so that the chair is in front and off to the right. So it's within reach, but not right next to you. Face forward. Now hang your arms loose. From that same middle, change your weight more to your left leg and more to your right leg. So initially there is some lateral, right, side to side thing happening, but less than we think. So try to not go too far and get yourself way out over beyond the foot. So don't overshoot the target. The target is where your foot is connecting to the ground. So it's just a little bit over, but then the key is softness. So instead of a peg leg or a stilt, soften the standing leg a little bit. Allow just a little give, a soft bend to the knee. And then change over to the other leg. Same idea. Get above the target and then soften that standing leg so that the better you get at letting this leg take the weight, the more free this foot becomes. And we do it again. Change. Now the saying is the weight change happens underground. So at first we're sort of coming up, going over, and then working on going down through the leg. That's the beginning because we're usually so up here, we need to practice letting ourselves go down. Then when we change, there's an inevitable coming up, and then we got to remember, oh yeah, go down. But eventually you want to just be down the whole time. So that's when speed comes back, where you can just change, 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 change. This empty body is able to just go, boom, down to the other leg, down to the other leg, down, right? So now stay in your left leg, right foot empty, lift the right heel, get to the tip of the shoe. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see some of the angles. Lift, down, change the weight underground. So now this leg's empty. Lift, down, change. So we're sitting, change. Lift, down, change. So instead of pushing away from the ground, we are softening to meet the ground and then getting a response, a support response from the sturdiness of the ground. Let's go to level 2. So hand on chair if you need. So you can go tippy toe, lift the foot, float it back to the earth with no weight, change. Let the weight go through the leg, tippy toe, float, down, change. So if you can't do this in place without moving forward, backwards, or to the side, you have trouble keeping these principles when we start to move forward. So it's a great place to just practice. Get down through the zhong, chun one, ching ling, and then chun one through this leg so that this one is ching ling. Now use your hands on the chair for balance so we can go full lift, down, and repeat on that same leg, full lift, down. Full lift, again, someday maybe no hands, right? As you feel more sturdy, connected, plugged in, this starts to become more possible, but it's all based on this leg. And switch, tippy toe, lift. 4 times or so with this leg, just float it down. Remember, it's all about space. It's all about disconnecting where we're stuck, creating range and freedom of movement. Now let's switch each time. Use the chair for balance. Lift, down, change underground. Lift, down, change. Lift, down, change. And all your weight in your left leg, right foot empty, put the heel out in front. Now I'd like us to do just this exercise a few times, both legs. So bring that right foot back, no body weight. Change the weight into the right leg and heel. Bring it back, change, heel. So seeing how when it comes time to walk, we don't pick up the foot and go. That's not walking. Walking is all the way through one leg. The empty foot is free to step, the heel out. Now we're ready. So if I'm getting ready to walk, I go down. Bring it back. Down. 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 Now, with all the weight in your left leg, your right foot in front, down through your right leg. Get to the tippy toe of your left foot. Down through your left leg. Get to the tippy heel of the right foot. This is a good one to practice no hands, so that you can just see what it's like to keep your zhongjung, keep your internal stillness, yet you've moved forward, backwards, just by going down, down. Now, level 2 of this exercise. Hand on the chair, this leg empty, float, down, shift. Back leg empty, bend the knee, toe down, shift. Lift, lower, shift. So people talk about the value of, one of the best exercises in the world, walking. Karen, are you having trouble with something? You're muted. I can't hear you, but you seem to not be able to see me or something. Maybe you want to leave the meeting and come back. That can reboot it. I can't hear anything you're saying. I know you can hear what I'm saying, but anyway. So people talk about walking being a great exercise, which of course it is, but in many ways, doing this kind of work is really, really important so that when we go walking, even if we walk fewer miles or fewer steps, but each one is more correct, with better posture, with better mechanics, that's more important than walking a million steps, but with shoddy mechanics. Mm-hmm. Now, use the chair. Let's go right knee lift, down, and then we shift. Back leg now empty, go forward and up, lift, reach the foot behind, touch the toe, and shift. Hold on one second. Hopefully. So I don't know if you guys can hear me. It's frozen right now. There we go. Okay, we're back. So now we were doing lift, lower, shift, and then forward and up, reach back, shift. So the weight down here allows this lift. The weight down here allows this lift. All right, let's switch sides. Feet together, side step. Now you're over next to your other chair. Remember, we want to have the chair in front and off to the side slightly so that we have a runway because we're moving forward. So remember what we worked on. All your weight in one leg so that other foot can step out. Let's do that a few more times. Bring the foot back, change. So all the weight goes down as you step the empty foot forward. Bring that foot back, put all the weight down. You step your empty foot forward, the heel touching. So the stability down, the foot goes out in front. One more time, make sure you're going down now through your right leg. So your left foot is in front. And now just shift down through your left foot. Get to the tippy toe of the right. And then shift down through the right so you're in the tip of the heel of the left. And down full through your left leg. And then down full through your right leg, your back leg. Down moves you forward. Down moves you back. One more. Now, hand on the chair, left leg empty, float it, lift. Down, out in front, and then shift. And then back leg empty, bend the knee. Toe down, and shift. One leg full, so the other empty leg has buoyancy. Shift. Bend the knee. Shift. So over time, you get to where you feel like maybe you could do each of these with no hands on the chair. So add that challenge when you're feeling like that's possible. Level 3, lift, lower. Karen, if you have a question, you can write it in the chat and maybe I can help you answer it, or you can call my phone. I think you have my number because I have no idea what's going on your end and whether I can help you or not. Shift into that front leg, back leg, forward and up. Reach the toe back, shift. Front leg empty, lift, down, shift. Forward and up, reach back, shift. Lift, lower, shift. Lift, reach back, shift. And feet together. Go back to the first side. So here we add that extra step. So we're standing vertical, put all the weight in your left leg, step that right foot forward, empty. Then commit all your weight to the right leg, get to the tippy toe of the left foot, step that foot forward, empty, and then commit all your weight to that leg. Now we go backwards by committing to that right leg, empty out the left, step the toe behind with no body weight, and then commit all your weight to that left leg. So we just moved backwards in space a foot or so. Now we go commit to the right leg, step the left while it's empty, and then commit to the left leg. And reverse. Commit to the right leg, step the left foot behind, and commit. Try to smooth that out so it's just down, step, down. That's when it starts to return to what we're used to. Natural, smooth, casual, just walking, right? But we have to focus on, oh yeah, it's down, step while the foot's empty, down, versus falling forward and catching ourselves, which is what a lot of people are doing. Down, step, down. Down, step, down. Down, step, down. Now we go level 2 where we're stepping over an obstacle. So it's lift, lower, shift. Back foot empty, float it up and over, down, and then shift. Back leg empty, little flamingo, toe down, shift. Up, tuck, reach, shift. The weight down allows this leg to lift and lower. Commit, step over, commit, and bend. Reverse. Reverse. Again, commit, and commit. That's level 2. Let's go level 3. Hand on the chair. Float the knee up. Heel down. Shift. Now we're going heel, knee, foot. Float the leg down. Shift. Forward and up. Back. Shift. Up. Tuck. Reach. Shift. Up. Down. Shift. Heel, knee, foot, down, shift, forward and up, back, up, tuck, reach the leg, and one more. Now, feet together, switching sides. In those 3 levels. Level 1 is just like casual walking. All your weight in your right leg, left foot steps forward. Shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. The key bits are commit all your weight to a leg, step without your body moving forward, no body weight in it, and then commit all your weight to that leg. In reverse, same thing. Commit all the weight to the leg. Once the other foot's empty, step it while it is still empty, and then commit all your weight to that leg. So it's separating full and empty, completely separate. Commit all the weight to one. When it's full, the other is empty, therefore it can step, and then commit all your weight to that leg. Commit, step, commit. Now we have level 2, the leg that is empty can float and lower. And then commit all your weight to that leg. The other one that's empty can float up and over an obstacle, touch the ground, and then commit all your weight to that leg. The other one's empty, flamingo. Yeah. Commit, lift, tuck, reach, commit. This leg empty, float, lower, commit, step over the obstacle, commit, flamingo, down, commit, up, tuck, reach. That's level 2. One more time. Just this ability to float the foot, do something a little bit fancy with it. Right? So we're not feeling like we're stuck to the ground. And then we go full range, knee up, down, shift, all the way down through that leg so you can go heel, knee, foot, float down, commit, Other leg empty. Reverse. Again, these have a pattern to them. This pattern could be understood, memorized, so that you're able to practice. They have 3 little levels, little challenge set. Now, come to the far left of your space. Turn and face down range. Now we're going to do basic walking level 1. So put all your weight through your right leg, left foot out in front. Let's just do this exercise again. Bring that foot back. Change the weight. Step forward. Bring it back. Change the weight. Step forward. Bring it back. Change. Step forward. So just train yourself that when it comes time to walk, the first thing you do is go down where you are so that you can put a foot in front. Not pull the foot and go clumsily forward, which is what most people do. And they get away with it until they don't. Now all the way down through one leg, step. Now let's walk by going down through that leg. Same thing here. We just step that foot and then it's down through that leg. Step. Down through that leg. Step. Down through that leg. Step. Now we go in reverse. Down. Wait for it. Step. Down through that leg. Wait until you are sturdy, stable, arrived. Then you can step. Down through that leg. Wait until you have arrived. So the other foot is empty. Step. Shift. Step. Shift. And forward. Shift. Wait till you've arrived. Once you've arrived, you can step. Then commit to that leg and arrive. Step. Commit to the leg. Arrive. Step. Commit. Commit. Reverse. Commit and arrive. Step. Commit and arrive. Commit. So most people are stuck somewhere 60-40, 70-30, 80-20 in each leg while they're walking. That's why they're considered double weighted, and there's just a clumsiness to when we walk versus this glide, 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 glide. And if you can do this one smooth, you can take longer strides, and then you can move and you can really go for it, but you have to find this relationship. You have to change your relationship to your legs and the earth. Now let's step over an obstacle each time. Step. Commit. Step. Commit. Make sure you arrive before you pick the foot up. If you almost fell, usually it's because you hadn't quite really arrived and you pulled this foot up and you hadn't arrived. And so then there was, right? But if you focus on the down, that usually is what's missing. Reverse. Step. Shift. Shift. So it's up, tuck, weight stays down right where you are, even though the foot is reaching. Then you commit to that foot. Now you stay where you are, and that foot reaches back. All right, side walk. Turn and face forward. We go all the way down through the left. Right foot goes out. Bring it in. Out. In. Continue doing that. I'm sorry, weight down through your left. Yeah, no, I said it right. Right foot out and in. Just down. Loose. Now, right foot out. Change underground. And change back underground. All the way down through one. Then down through the other. That moves your torso sideways in space without any leaning or lurching. You're actually doing nothing. If you're doing it right, you're doing nothing at all. And you're just going down to the earth. Down to the earth. Now left foot empty, bring it in, out. Open and close this quad, this hip space. Bring that foot in, keep it in, down through the left, down through the right. Ideally, you'd be able to down through the left and pick up the right, and down through your right and pick up the left without disturbing your central equilibrium. And the closer the feet, the more challenging, because we're so used to moving sideways to get where we're going on our legs, that to find this down, down, really valuable. Now stay down through the left leg, step your right foot out, underground, change into that right leg, step left foot in, down through the left, right foot empty, step out, down through the right, so the left foot can step in, down, step out, down, step in. Cover some ground sideways, across the room. Empty left foot steps out, change, bring right foot in, down, out, down, in. Soft legs settle into like a archer's bow. That's another good way of thinking about how your legs should feel or will feel. It's like when an archer pulls back on the bow, and that bowing tone and tension that's in the bow, that's what you want your leg to feel like when you put your weight through it. Now, right foot out, let's shift, turn, brush, and sweep. Shift, turn, brush, and sweep. The simplest possible intermediate Tai Chi. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. Now, left foot empty, bring the left foot in, keep it in, put all your weight down through the left, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot empty, step it out, shift, turn, brush and sweep. Left foot empty, step it in, weight goes down through the left leg, turn, brush and sweep. Step out, turn, brush and sweep. Step in, down through the leg, turn, brush, sweep, step out, turn, brush, sweep. And once you reach the end, go back the way you came. Shift, turn, brush, and sweep. So like I was saying about the middle equilibrium, so all of this freedom of movement to turn, to sweep and brush, to empty and fill, to step out, to step in, this is all yin and yang. This is all change. So we want total freedom of movement for change, but what that develops is a sense of internal stillness, which is really what we're looking for. Let's go for the bear swats, the jumping fish. So we got brush knee, and this one's up around chest level, swat the fish. Bring that left foot in. Now left hand goes down, right arm floats up, shift and turn, brush knee, swat the jumping fish. As your hands change, right hand going down, left hand coming up, step, right foot out. Shift and turn, brush and swat. As your hands are changing, left hand up, right hand down, or other way around, bring that left foot in, shift, turn, brush and swat. Right hand down, left hand up, stepping out, shift, turn, brush, swap. Bring that left foot in, hands changing, and then shift, turn, brush, swap. So all this freedom of movement. Shift and turn, brush and swap. Bring that left. Once you get to your end of your runway, go back the way you came. Maybe a little higher jumping fish with that top hand. Remember, you can improvise and freestyle once you break through that glaze of stuck, stiff buffering, this sort of when the computer has a tough time processing, right? But then it breaks through and it's got flow again. That's what we're looking to break through here, so that we're moving. We're not resisting our movement. One more time there and back. Let's do the cloud hand. So now the right hand is high, the left hand is low. Cloud leg. Stepping in, vapor and rain. Shift and turn, cloud leg. Vapor and rain, stepping out. Shift, turn, cloud leg. Stepping in, shift and turn, cloud leg. Change. Shift and turn. Step in. Shift and turn. Step out. Shift and turn. So this is just a big piece of what we want to feel from our Tai Chi practice. And there's, of course, more complex moves. There's moves that go from one to another without repeating, right? We're doing Tai Chi in such a way as to find a comfortable, repetitive enough so that we're not always losing track of what we're doing. But it's a context within which we can experience the feeling of yin and yang organized around the middle. And wash your paws. Settle. Neutral. Come to stand in between your chairs. So the chairs are right on side of you. Put all your weight down through your left leg. Turn your right leg out, but also turn your hips a little and your shoulders a little so you're able to see the right side of your room. And then come back to neutral so you're looking straight ahead, your leg is neutral. And then with your same right foot, turn the foot, the leg internally, and turn your hips a little and your shoulders and your head so you can see to the left of the room. Right? All the weight is in your left leg. The right leg is empty, therefore it can externally rotate and the body opens. Turn to neutral and then close. Right toes turn in, body turns left, hips turn left. Do that a couple more times, just going external, through neutral to internal. External, internal. External or opening. Internal or closing. And then let's switch. Put all the weight down through your right leg. Left foot is empty, external, neutral, internal, neutral, external, neutral, internal. Turning your head to the right with the body, turning your head to the left, turning your head to the right, so the whole rotating mechanism being utilized. Back to neutral. All your weight down through your left leg. Open to your right. So your right leg turns out, your body opens. Then shift all the way down through that right leg and bring your left foot to match it. So you should quarter turn to your right. Empty your right leg again and turn open. And then shift all your weight down through the right leg. Bring your left foot to match. So we're just going around in a circle. Shift into your left leg, right leg empty, so you're opening and turning a bit, and then commit all your weight to the right leg, bring your left foot to match. Down through the left leg, turn the right, or open to the right, and then neutral. Let's do that one more time. Down through the left leg, that frees your right leg to open, and then together. So this is how we should reorient ourselves when we're getting ready to turn to the left or right. Turning is one of the number one places people fall, and it's because they turn from up here, and you can just see my feet. We used to be able to get away with that, just turn and go like that, but as we lose some of that ability, and then we go and turn, we're going to fall. So this Tai Chi thing of going down through here, that's what allows this. And then down through here, that brings us around. So it's the way everyone should move, but as we get older, we better move that way or else, right? So we can get away with it to a point, whether it's age or illness or whatever. At some point, it catches up with us. Down through the left so we can open. Now let's go the other way. So it's down through the right leg so you can open, shift, and bring it around. So just use these Tai Chi skills, middle pivot, down through one, down through the other, to turn in place. Turn in place. And once we're back to the middle, now put all the weight in your left leg, turning the right leg open. Now instead of doing this, turn your right foot in, your body turns left, and then empty that left foot, put the weight in the right foot, bring the left foot to match it. So now we're closing, right? You see it's different than opening, closing, and then committing to that leg and reorienting. So I'm going to reorient to my left by internally rotating, closing, right? So it's close, and then reorient. Close, and then reorient. Keep doing that. So all about freedom of movement. The more stuck I am with these internal mechanisms, then I have to do what I often see people doing to turn these little penguin walks, right? So the more stuck the mechanisms, the more work. This is exhausting. The joints don't like it. The brain doesn't like it. It's stressful. We feel like we could fall at any time. And then the opposite of that is so loose that we can just open, turn, open, turn, or close, turn, close, turn. Going the other way with the left foot, close, turn, close, turn. Now, just to finish, just freestyle a little bit, right? So you could watch and see what I'm doing. So what I'm doing now is freestyle Tai Chi. I'm letting my body move, right? But you can see inside of it the different skills we just worked on, right? That's the lift. Then I come down and I could go into that leg and do something forward, or I could close and turn this way, right? And then shift and put the weight into that leg, and then turn this leg out, and now I did brush knee and push, or bear squat. Now I'm doing the bear back, and then stepping side and shifting and turning, and now I'm rotating and closing. So hopefully you can see Tai Chi, all these skills that I'm trying to get folks to actually pick up in their individual sort of alphabet way, make up all of this movement. This movement is Tai Chi, it's Xingyi, which is another internal martial art based on center line practice, right? So that's Xingyi, Bagua, Tai Chi, they're all part of one larger whole. Bagua is spirals and wrapping and turning and walking in circles around, right? So it really is this huge world to learn how to move this body. And you could get totally lost in any one of these pathways and spend all your life training it, and it would be great. But what we need here is, can you stand up? Can you get upstairs? Can you turn to the left and start walking to the left? Can you back away if there's a dog coming at you or a skateboard flew by? So it's all real world application. So hopefully you're starting to pick that up as you learn these more and more. So thank you, everybody. Great job. So you'll have to unmute if you have any comment, question, anything like that.